Good morning, everybody. My name's Sue Bloom. I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs serving Salem, Marion, and Polk Counties. We are a proud and honored summer meal program site as well as a school year program site for many, many, many moons, and we're thrilled to have you here today. I want to get started by welcoming several folks with us today who are responsible for bringing Summer EBT to Oregon that we want to recognize. Claire Seagum, the Director of Self-Sufficiency Programs at the Oregon Department of Human Services. Nate Singer, Director of Oregon Eligibility Partnership at ODHS. Dustin, I don't have my glasses on. Dustin Melton, who served as the Oregon Education Department Summer EBT Project Lead. Christine Duty, who served as ODHS Summer EBT Project Lead. Jessica Hoffman of ODHS Self-Sufficiency Programs, and Stephanie Cook from the new Oregon Summer EBT Unit at ODHS. So, like I said, we are thrilled to have you here today. This is our newest Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Clubs are a special place. It's that third place for our kids to be kids, a place to belong, a place to feel safe. We are really a critical component of our kids' success. Many of the youth that we serve, when they come to us, their vision of what's possible in their future is very, very narrow. And through our programs and services and positive adult mentoring, our kids start to see a bigger, broader vision for themselves. And along the way, through our programs and services focused on academic success, character and leadership, and healthy lifestyles, our kids start to experience, I could do this, I could try this, I want to do this. And along the way, we give them the tools, the opportunities, and the resources to meet that new vision. And we're very proud to be able to do that for the youth that we serve. This club is a great example, our Epping Homestead Club, of the importance of having clubs in an at-risk neighborhood. So 2018, we did a feasibility study to understand where the pockets of need were within the Salem-Keizer School District. What we learned about this site was that within a 1 mile radius, we had 3,700 school-age kids. Within that 1 mile radius, there really weren't any consistent after-school programs or ongoing summer programs. So for many of our kids, they would go home after school and watch the world go by through their living room window, right? We also learned that 95% of the kids living in that 1 mile radius live below the federal poverty line. Less than 30% of those kids were meeting state learning standards in English, language arts, and math. And crime in this neighborhood has been an issue for many, many years. And this neighborhood is one of the focus areas for Salem's Community Violence Reduction Initiative, and the club is a partner in that. So a little bit about the clubs across Oregon. We serve youth in 47 clubhouses in 22 different communities. So big Portland Metro, up and down I-5, but also Talent, Warm Springs, Ontario, so big and small. We are in the neighborhoods and the communities that need us most. Last year we served 41,000 plus youth, first grade through seniors in high school, in those critical after-school hours and during the long days of summer that we are in right now. And particularly in regard to meals, last year the clubs across Oregon served over 435,000 meals and over 185,000 snacks. So we are thrilled for our families that this summer EBT program has been brought to Oregon. It's going to make a huge difference for our families and the support that they need throughout the course of the summer. So thank you again for making this happen. I would like to introduce Sammy Teo, with Public Policy Advocate for the Oregon Food Bank.
Good morning, and thank you to Sue and the Boys and Girls Club for welcoming us here, to ODHS, ODE, and USDA FNS for just organizing us to gather here in person today. It is an honor to celebrate alongside you all, and as Sue said, my name is Sammy Teo. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a public policy advocate at Oregon Food Bank. Today, we celebrate Summer EBT. I am very excited. This is a vital program that will have a tremendous impact on Oregon's kids and families. And to start, I want to emphasize how timely it is that Oregonians are able to participate in Summer EBT right now. Oregon is in an ongoing hunger crisis, with 1 in 6 children in Oregon facing food insecurity. 1 in 6. Last year, we saw 1.9 million visits to food assistance sites through the Oregon Food Bank Network. That is a 14% increase from the previous year. And for the first time in OFB's entire recorded history of food banking, our network service has seen an increase in food assistance site visits for 8 consecutive quarters in a row. This has never happened before. We are seeing record numbers of visits, underscoring the urgent need for programs like Summer EBT. And for families facing food insecurity, summer has long marked a time when kids no longer have easy access to breakfast and lunch at school, which is why child hunger spikes every summer. During the school year in Oregon, over 250,000 kids receive free meals. But in the summer, that number plummets to just 26,000. That is nearly a tenfold difference, meaning hundreds of thousands of children in Oregon go from consistently relying on meals at school for most of the year to just simply not accessing them in the summer. And this could be for many reasons, from transportation barriers, particularly for families in rural areas, to families just not knowing that these important resources are available to them. Summer EBT presents an opportunity to help bridge the hunger gap that we see every summer. One of my favorite things about Summer EBT is it provides families with a very accessible tool in their toolbox to make sure their kids are nourished during the summer. By having Summer EBT on a card that can be used when families go grocery shopping, they can better accommodate dietary needs and cultural preferences, and it allows for choice so that we can have foods that feel like home in our homes. And before I close, I want to lift a story from Nikki Sandoval, a foster care and adoption advocate in Portland. She recently shared a video of her and her 3 kids using Summer EBT at a grocery store, and she showed how having those extra dollars allowed her family to not only make healthier choices, but to also have fun at the store, to embolden her kids to build positive experiences and memories around food shopping. So we all of us owe a major debt of gratitude to our Oregon leaders who have worked so hard to bring Summer EBT to Oregon this summer. I want to give a big thank you to the lawmakers and their staff who met with advocates like us to talk about what programs like Summer EBT can bring to Oregon. And I want to give a major shout out and thank you to the incredible staff at ODHS, ODE, and USDA FNS who have worked so hard on so many details in such a short timeline. That is a big deal, and it's not easy. We know we still have our work cut out for us to end hunger in Oregon, but I am just really grateful to be in partnership with you all, so thank you. And I will hand it off to Jesus Mendoza, Jr., the Western Region Administrator from USDA Food Nutrition Service.
Good morning, and thank you. I want to thank the Boys and Girls Club for inviting USDA to this event. Also, the Oregon Department of Human Services, the Department of Education, and the Food Bank, and definitely the media for being here, because what we want to do is provide information about the Summer EBT program or the Summer Electronic Benefit Transfer Program for children. It is a program that stands for a very short period of time, just for 3 months over the summer period. There's many people who still don't know about the program that we want to reach out to them and provide them the information that they need to so that they can avail themselves and their family of these benefits. There's a short window to apply and there's a short window to utilize the benefits. So that's why it's very important for us to be able to communicate with the public about this new program. While it's a new program nationwide, This program has been tested here in Oregon. It was a partnership between the Department of Education and Human Services over the past years. And we learned that this program does help address food insecurity for children during the summer months. That it does help because we know that many parents and many children have challenges or problems with transportation, going to sites to get a meal. We know that some children have a specific dietary requirements that sometimes cannot be provided. And we know that some parents want to engage their children in the shopping and the cooking to be able to provide that information. And that's what this program does. It provides $120 for the summer months per child who already qualify for the school meals, free school meals. We know that they also participate in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. They also immediately qualified. We know that they also for the TANF program, they already qualified, and that the Oregon Department of Human Services and Department of Education have done a great job this summer. We're already started issuing benefits on July 15. But there's a small number of families and children here in Oregon. And while they may be small, it's still a good number of children who we want to address, and we want to make sure that they know the information, that they need to apply to receive these benefits, and that's why we are here today. And that's what we need to do that so that they can apply before the end of September and be able to utilize their benefits. So again, I want to thank everyone for giving us the opportunity to help spread the word, inform the public so that they can avail themselves of their benefits. And now it's my pleasure to pass this on to the director of the Oregon Department of Human Services for a box.
Thank you, Jesus. Good morning, everyone. Fairboard Spoxer, she and him pronouns, Director of Oregon Department of Human Services. It was just about 4 months ago that Oregon State Legislature approved Oregon Department of Human Services and Oregon Department of Education to bring Summer EBT to Oregon this year. 4 months is a very short period of time to stand up a system because we were not able to use the system that we used. As Jesus said, it's a brand new program. So we could not have used our existing systems for that. We had to stand up a new system. We had to basically stand up a new program, and it was a major undertaking, but I'm here today to tell you that we succeeded. And the only reason that we have done that, first and foremost, thanks to Jesus Mendoza, to Food and Nutrition Services of Department of Agriculture, particularly Region 10. Thank you so much, Jesus. Our partner at Department of Education, Dr. Charlene Williams and her staff, and of course, Oregon Food Bank, Sammy Teo spoke earlier today, and all of the food advocates in Oregon that really helped us and encouraged us and inspired us to do this. As we already heard from Sammy earlier today, child hunger persists across the country, particularly in Oregon. And it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And we were honored as Oregon Department of Human Services to be charged with operationalizing Summer EBT alongside our partners at Oregon Department of Education to do our part in shrinking the gap for food insecurity for children in Oregon. Our vision in Oregon Department of Human Services is that we want well-being for anyone and everyone who lives in Oregon. Meeting basic needs is a requirement for well-being, and food is a foundational element of basic needs. And while Summer EBT does not solve the hunger issues in Oregon, it does fill a gap for school-age children during the summer months. Now, where are we in getting this benefit to children across Oregon? So far, Oregon has issued Summer EBT benefits to more than 322,500 children. Each eligible child received $120 in food benefits, and when you add that up, that adds up to $38.7 million, all federal funds. Again, thank you, Jesus. These are grocery benefits that can be spent in markets and in farmers markets and grocery stores across the communities in Oregon. And most of the children who qualify for Summer EBT in Oregon are auto-enrolled because they're already either using cash assistance, food assistance, or they're using Medicaid services. Now, families have 122 days from the time that they receive the benefit until the time they use it. So basically 4 months. These benefits have to be used within 4 months or they will expire. Now, we also estimate that there are 30,000 additional children in Oregon that can get this benefit, but their families need to apply for these services. So far, we've only had 5,100 applications, but that's good. It's a short time frame. We have actually until about, September 1st, I believe, for folks to apply for this thing. But we want to make sure that everyone who is able to get these benefits gets it. Now, to apply, there are a couple of different requirements. One is that the children must be attending a school that participates in the National School Lunch or Breakfast Program. And they need to be in a household where the household's income is within 185% of the federal poverty level. What does that mean? For a family of two, that means no more than $37,814 in income. We encourage those families who think that they can apply for this program to do two things. First, we would like them to visit our website at sebt.oregon.gov to review the eligibility criteria. And then if they feel like they can apply and they should apply, we would like them to actually call the SEBT call center to verify that they actually need to apply. That number is 833-673-7328, and the people that answer the phone can provide customer service in many different languages. Finally, families that need to apply can apply online in English or Spanish. They can also apply via email or regular mail in many different languages. Again, I said September 1st. Actually, the deadline is September 2nd, so they have time until then. As has been said before, we know that food insecurity can have permanent negative impact on the health of people, particularly children, and we know that also impacts our communities. For ODHS and our partner who are with us here today, food security continues to be one of our most pressing calls to action, and Summer EBT is a welcome addition to support the health and well-being of our children. Before I turn it over to our next speaker, I did want to thank Sue Bloom for hosting us here today. We are hearing voices and noises of children. It's like background music. That's why we are here today. We really want to support our children, and thank you, Sue, for everything that you're doing that has such a foundational impact on who we serve in Oregon Department of Human Services and those served by Oregon Department of Education. Now I am honored to introduce Dr. Charlene Williams, Director of Oregon Department of Education.
Thank you so much, Director Paxarest and Administrator Mendoza and Sammy Teo from the Oregon Food Bank. This is a critical event, and thank you, Boys and Girls Club, for hosting us here. I wish our listeners and viewers were here. There's smell-o-vision happening with the meal being prepared next door. There's beautiful sounds. I love the phrase background music of kids, and that is the result of partnership. And I just want to thank people in this room for that partnership and what it means for Oregon scholars. I'll stick to my notes, Peter. Thank you very much. So today is an all-hands-on-deck moment to ensure Oregon kids are provided the food and nutrition support they need to thrive in summertime and beyond. We all understand why this moment is so important. We know that children are far better learners when they are properly fueled up. For tens of thousands of Oregon children, as we have heard, schools are vital sources of nutrition for them to grow strong bodies and strong minds. The fruits, vegetables, and grains in their breakfast and lunch contribute directly to their ability to read, calculate, problem solve, and learn. We know glucose is good for the brain. But during the summer months, when schools are out, that resource goes missing, which is why sites like these that provide meals and activities for families during the summer are so important. Just like summer learning addresses unfinished learning between school years, accelerates academic achievement, and strengthens student well-being, summer meals keep students connected to proper nutrition so they can stay active and engaged while classes are out. And it's why Oregon jumped at the chance to provide summer EBT to eligible families this year. Giving our families more access to groceries during the summer means students will show up for the first day of class ready to learn. The results of the summer EBT launch so far have far exceeded our expectations, but we know that there are many more families out there who have children who may be eligible for the $120 summer EBT benefit. We've heard an estimate of about 30,000. That's a lot of families, and we need to get to it, Oregon. Let me repeat our important call. Today is an all-hands-on-deck moment to remind families to visit the Summer EBT website or connect with the call center to start receiving these benefits. And we encourage our schools and summer meals providers to have flyers on site to raise awareness and get our families the benefits they qualify for. Thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of a governor who's passionate about ensuring that Oregon scholars are fed and learn well in the summer. And thank you to all of our partners here today.